invited me to go for a flight with Bill's dad. Bill's dad was he was an instructor and a really good pilot, so he took the three of us up, Hank, Bill, and I, and we each had a chance at the controls, about 10 minutes. And from that experience, all we wanted to do was fly airplanes. And so we did. We started taking lessons. We could only afford a half hour a week. I had gotten us all jobs at the same place, which was a good thing. And we made good money. We had a lot of money. Working after school and on weekends. And so the objective was to fly as cheaply as possible. So to do that, we thought we need an airplane of our own. And so we got the plans for a Pete-and-Pole air camper. It was a high-wing monoplane with an automobile engine in it, and it was tandem seating. First pilot was in the front, second pilot was in the back, and it was open cockpit. So the plane cost us about $20, and we started to build this thing in Hank's basement. His dad was a building superintendent of an apartment complex in Chicago. And so we started, we had nice warm rooms down there, if I recall. We started on the fuselage, and we ordered special wood and glue, and it was all a fabric and wood airplane. But the glue joints were strong steel. I mean, you couldn't break those joints with the glue that we had. And so we came together on the fuselage, and we actually got the framework finished. And we started working on the wing, and we built a jig to build wing ribs. We need about I think it was about 16 wing ribs we needed. And so we started to crank these. By the way, the wing rib looks like this.
I'm going to be able to fly and plane after this.
So, the airplane makes the low pressure and the high pressure. And so what we needed to do is to build the structure in here. Which we did. But along came the idea that we're not going to finish this airplane before we graduate from high school. It's been overtaken. So we thought, well, we better go out and buy an airplane. So we looked for one, and we found one for $500. Not very much money today, but we paid too much. And we bought this open cockpit, side-by-side, low-wing monoplane with a 4G engine in it. And we hired an instructor, and he charged the standard rate. And we made an arrangement with him that he'd fly with us every week. We made a schedule. And we started flying with him with the objective that Bill would, Hank would solo first on his 16th birthday, which was the 5th of February. And then Bill, he would solo on his 16th birthday, which was April 18th, March 18th. And then I had to wait until September to solo for my 16th birthday. But we all soloed on our birthday. And our instructor did a good job for us. And well, as time went on, Hank left high school. He was a high school dropout. And he married his high school sweetheart and joined the Army almost simultaneously and was sent to Europe with the military. He spent 2 years in the military and then came back and went to a small engineering college in northern Indiana called Indiana Tech. And he got his AE degree after 4 years, aeronautical engineering degree. Young man, you're retired.
I know.
And so he graduated and he piled his 5 kids and his wife. There, 5 kids. His wife, a dog, 2 cats, and a old jalopy automobile, and drove down to Dallas, Texas, where he went to work for Ling Temco Watt Corporation. And he stayed at the same desk, in the same building, in the same place, 5 different name changes, no, more than that, but at least 5 name changes for the company, and his job title changed, I don't know how many times. But anyway, he rose to be the head of the design department at Ling Temco Watt. He had about 2,500 people working for him. He designed and fabricated 2 copies of the A-7 Navy attack aircraft, which was stealth technology. So he did all right. And then Bill, he also dropped out. And pardon? Bill Patterson. Oh, my other friend. And let's see, Bill went on a hand balancing act with his wife and several other people. And they did handstands at theaters and shows.
My God.
And he got national billing for a short period of time. And then he thought, well, he's got to get into something substantial, and he went back to aviation, got his licenses, it's private, it's commercial, and multi-engine, and he went to work for British Overseas Airways Corporation, flying in the Caribbean. And he did that for a while, and then he went with American Airlines and flew with them for about 5-6 years. And he quit and formed his own airline. He was a pretty dynamic guy, actually. And he was flying in the Caribbean. Let's see how it's called. He was flying this airline's route from Panama City in the Canal Zone to Puerto Rico, and taking passengers and cargo and freight. Well, one day he was coming back from that flight, and why it was, we don't know, but he took an excursion to look at the Andes Mountains. And whenever you have a mountain range, let's say this is a mountain range, okay, and the wind from the west was coming like this, it would hit this mountain and tumble over the top and form a rolling, pitching turbulence on the other side. So he got sucked into this turbulence and smashed down into the mountain, and he was killed, along with his crew. So I left Nicholas Sten High School, went to the University of Illinois in Champaign, Illinois, and started getting my licenses through the university. Got my multi-engine instrument and commercial, and then I went to work for the university teaching flying. Now, can you imagine anything so wonderful? Here, they pay me for what I really like to do, and that's the situation you want to find yourself in. That you find out what you like to do, and then get somebody to pay you for it. And that is
not going to happen.
And that same thing happened to Hank and Bill. But following University of Illinois, I went to the Air Force, stayed for 8 years flying fighter jets, and then went with the airlines. Yeah, two fighters, F-102, F-86, T-33. And then I flew for the airlines, flying the Boeing aircraft. When I retired and came here to Salt Lake with my wife and my kids. So we've enjoyed Salt Lake City. We're on our way to Denver. We just sort of stopped by here, but we never did leave. So let's see. Tell me if this is the homework that she has.